Hey everybody, welcome to Badging 101. We are trying a new strategy today, usually up in Jupiter. My name is Kathy McPherson, and today I'm down in Boca with a fabulous team of tech experts, and just have not done it this way before. So if you're new to WebEx, if you're new to our professional development webinars, welcome, and we're really glad that you're here. We are working on something new today, that we're actually doing a WebEx poll, and I'm asking Stephanie to share that out, and so hopefully that'll work. Okay, good. So the poll is open, and the question is, what's your current level of use of online badging? Okay, sorry. What's your current level of use in online or hybrid badging in your online or hybrid courses? And so one of the reasons that we try these different things, of course, is just to model. WebEx is a great tool. If you've never used it before, the way it works is that the WebEx has different levels of control. So you can do a one-on-one meeting in WebEx. You can also do small groups. You can do your whole class, or you can do events, which is the one that you're in right now. The reason that the Center for eLearning uses the events tool is to control having everybody sign in. We want to make sure that everybody who uses it, we get all your information. But you don't have to use this kind of level of control when you use it. It's not convenient. If you do the one-on-one or just the meetings, you'll be able to share back and forth. At their core, digital badges serve as credentials that recognize specific achievements. If you think of your high school, come on, Mary, it's okay. If you think of your high school diploma, you've got that credential. When you get a college degree, you have that credential, but it's a big credential. And what badging does is it brings it down to micro-credentials, which shows your specific achievement levels, your specific skill sets. And the idea is to share it out with other people, employers, LinkedIn, social media, that kind of thing. We have done some PDs in badging before that explain the basic what a badge is. In case you don't know what it is necessarily, it is a visual little tool. Let me see if I can open this up for us. So a badge is basically, it's a visual representation. If you think about Boy Scout badging, or if you ever took the Red Cross swimming classes where you achieved a certain level, and you would literally sew it onto your jacket, and you have that level of your achievement. Well, now, believe it or not, we've got these digital badges, which you post them onto a backpack, a portfolio kind of a thing. And what happens is there's this data baked inside. And the badge indicates exactly what the level of proficiency is. It could be just an affiliation. It could be specific levels of achievement. Usually that's what it is. And what's happening, it's really taken off. And it's fantastic because students now, they have all these different skill sets. I talk to my niece. What do you love? I love art. Bless you. I love science. I love computers. I love the cello. Okay. I love Greek. Like, okay, great. How does she find a job? Well, I wouldn't know, right? But there's algorithms that these corporations have that are looking for skill sets. They want somebody who's got that particular combination of skill sets. They send the computer out as a messenger, go out into the world and find somebody who has these exact skill sets and bring them back to us. And they recruit that way. They actually look for, that's why your LinkedIn is so popular, is because it's actually connected to data, and it's no longer just about looking through the want ads and sending your resume. It's much, much faster than that. And it's also exciting because it's so much more diverse. So these are the things that are inside a digital badge: the name, the description, the criteria, the image, when it was issued, all of that. Okay, I'm going to move that over and get back to our presentation here. Is our poll finished? Okay, great. Now I should be able to see the results here. Let's see. Okay, results. Like I said, yeah. Well, can you, Stephanie, Orna would like to be. Okay, is she unmuted? Okay, Orna's unmuted.
So you said that badges are part of a certain level, that after you have proficiency that you get that badge?
Not automatically. What happens, and I'm going to show you how it works. That's a really good question. So your question is, how do you get the badge, right? Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's an excellent question, and that's where we're going. This is a little picture, a cartoon of my doctor, Dr. Rahul Patel. He's fabulous. He's been patient with me for 10 years. For 10 years, he asks, did you start exercising yet? And 10 years later, he's still getting the same answer. But I remember a time when report cards were handwritten. You would give a report card that had a pen. You just put your A on it, and if you said it was an A, then it was an A because you're the teacher, and that's the way it was, right? Now, as a teacher, I think some of us have shared the experience of this inundation with standardized testing and proving that the students have the skill sets to specific standards and things, and it almost takes away our validation and the respect and trust that we feel, because I'm a professional. I said the student has an A, he has an A. Why don't you believe me? Well, to tie it in, Dr. Patel has been a doctor for all of these years, and he has had to deal with the same thing. He used to use a fountain pen when he would take my notes, and I watched over the years as he had to adopt a computer system. And now the computer system collects data, and I can take that data and I can share it with other doctors. I can share it online with my app from my insurance company that says, based on this data, maybe you want to get a second opinion, you want to do a little self-diagnosis or whatever. So does that mean that Dr. Patel is not the professional that he was when he was using a fountain pen? He doesn't think so. He thinks that a more informed patient and a community of practice that shares this information is better for his patients, because he's able to make a stronger diagnosis based on more information. And so that's where I think that badging is very, very exciting, because it gives us as educators, it puts us back into the role of expert. I know what a certain level is. So as if I'm your trainer in Canvas, I can say I've created this series of assessments, and based on the assessments and the results, the standards that I've set it to, I am now asserting that you have, say, initial skill level in Canvas, initial skill level in online instruction. And I can make the recommendation that you're ready for next level of project. Stephanie, she wants to comment. You need to chat into and tell the moderator that you want to share something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it's totally great. I would love to hear anybody's comments. You just need to chat in to the tool and let the moderator know.
How do I do that?
You got it. You did it.
That's it?
Yep.
I can. So my question is, so you have so what is the highest, for example, the A of the badge? What is the highest? Do you have something like that? That it's the highest badge, or for example, like the trophy?
So I am the one who is going to design the badge, and I would be the one to determine what the levels are going to be.
Okay.
I am the one who, as in this, the instructor plays the role of the expert. So let me give you an example to just give some background here. And did we get the results of the poll yet? Okay. While I'm pulling this up, can we grab the results of the poll, please? I'm going to share this while we're waiting for that to come up. And again, apologize, but this is all part of it, and you'll see. In the e-certification workshop, we've got badges that you can earn. Okay, and they are connected to the modules, and so they all lead up to this final e-certification badge. And the tool that we use is Badger. Yeah, the teacher is the one who decides what the levels are, what paths you need to take to get to achievement, how to verify the data, and they also modify the data so that your badges are actually living things. And I am going to show you this, but just bear with me for a couple of minutes here. Sorry. Okay, what I need you to do is to start with courage. And I love hearing the questions because that means I want to know more about it. And that's a great place to start. Some of us, and I can hear you already going, no, I'm not doing that. No way, I don't get it. That don't make any sense. I'm never going there. And I love this picture. Yeah. It's just, I love it. It's just, that's the way I feel with so many of these technology things. We just need to take it slow, okay? And it's totally okay to take it slow. We had a badge in e-certification 3 years ago, but we didn't know how to issue it, so nobody actually got it. You got a certificate, which was great and beautiful. And so then we went to Canva badges, but before we could actually go there, we had to try it out. And so I know that you're wanting to know, how do I do it? What is it? Okay. We're just going to take it slow, and we're going to start with courage. Dr. Patel was not crazy about moving to a computer either. He took it slow, and it took a couple of years, and he's still lamenting it. He still grumbles about, I don't know why I can't just use my notes. It's the same information, right? But we're still doing it. I go back and I look at what I designed before, and it's not nearly as sophisticated as what we're doing now, but that's okay. We look at it and we smile and we recall those wonderful days when we were just starting out. Things that will help: a Canvas sandbox. If you don't have one yet, you can get one, and during the e-certification course, you're going to get one where it's just a place to go in and try stuff out. And a badging buddy is always a good thing too, because you want to say, well, how does it look to you? Did it work for you? I don't know, let me give it a try. And you enroll that person in your course with the role of student, and they can see what it looks like, okay? And remember that we are here too, okay? I'm still hearing the question, but what is a badge really? Okay, come on, here we go. All right, this is the view of a leaderboard in badges in Badger from a student point of view, student perspective, and we've got the names taken out. You can see how all these people did the initial one, all these people did the second one, and then module 4, as you're going to find out, is the group one. That's the harder one to finish. But this is from the spring, and we still have people working on it. They have not given up yet. They are actually moving forward. And when you finish all of them, you get the last one. Now, the reason this Rejoicing Osprey and Uproarious Mallard and these guys have finished but don't have the badge is simply because they haven't clicked on it. If they go in and click on it, they will receive it.
So is there a reason why they stop after the 4th? It's much less.
Why do people stop after the 4th? That's a really good question. People tend, I think, to get discouraged that they're going a little slower, and they get distracted and just don't decide not to finish, but the picture that I took, that's not the end of the story. There are still people in those courses. In e-certification, we don't give you a straight out deadline. We work with you and we want you to finish, and so you still have time. But what's beautiful, I think, is the fact that with badging, we have a lot more completers. And it's encouraging. People, I used to hear these critiques like, oh, it's a sticker, this is higher education, that's not for us. People respond to positive feedback, and they respond to visual mile markers of success. And they also sometimes respond to healthy competition. I had one instructor who flat out emailed me, grade my thing, I'm number 1. Like, okay, we're, happy to. And it's a wonderful thing. So these badges, this is one student's, and this is not a real student, this is a test student, one student's completion, their progress. And that's what it looks like when you start earning them. You can see the blank ones, those are, you still have that much to go, okay? Badging at its core, it's 2 pieces. There's metadata, and there's the graphic design piece. Okay, Orna?
So I'm sorry that I'm asking so much.
No, I love it. Thank you for asking the question.
So the badge is actually like a group of modules that you finish, right? And you get like a note or a qualification according to the way that you finish those modules.
Yes. And now I can actually show you mine. So we wanted to find a tool that would be free for instructors and free for students, and it took us several years to find the one that we thought would be best for everybody. And we did find Badger. We made a great choice. The original choice was something called Canva Badges, and if you took e-certification with us for the last probably year, you earned your badges in Canva Badges. And we were so awesome to decide on Badger, because Badger is the tool that is taking the place of Canva Badges. And if you did earn your e-certification workshop badges in Canva Badges, they should have already transferred over into your Badger account. So all you have to do is open up your Badger account and you're good to go. These are mine. These are my old Canva Badger badges, and so there's Badge Master that I took my course with, learning about badges. My badges. Here's the e-certification workshop, which I just put in here so that you would see what it actually looks like. And you can view the criteria. If you share it out with a potential employer or something like that, they can look and click to the issuer, which would be us in this case, and see that, okay, I can see how long it took that person to earn it. I can see what the criteria was, and one of the most important, who was it that issued it? Lori, I saw your question. Thank you. I'll answer that right away. They want to know who issued it. Okay, so FAU, wow, that's a pretty good. We used to, back in camp, right? If you got your certification from the Red Cross, you would trust that, because the Red Cross has a reputation for, they train people, they're worldwide recognized, and they know what they're talking about. And they don't issue badges just willy-nilly, right? They have planned it out specifically what that badge means, and so you can trust it. We're going to get to that piece in just a second. I saw a question from Lori Rebar that Canva Badges is showing up as an external link, and yes, you're absolutely right. If you go into Badges and you try to claim your badges in Canvas right now, this is the message that you'll probably see. but it's going to change. It's just in a matter of transition right now. If you have a Badger account, my badges did transfer over into my Badger account. I already had one, so I don't know if you have to have had it beforehand, not sure. But the good news is before too long it will transfer over. And thanks for asking that question, Lori. Can I take the courses as a Broward College employee? This e-certification workshop, I'm not sure. But if you email me, we'll get you our information at the end, and we'll be happy to look into that for you. If you are an instructor looking to see how do I offer courses that are open to the public, that's a whole nother thing. But we do have some stuff. You're probably, I've been noticing lately more and more MOOC courses, these massive open participation courses that are free. And it's a strategy that these universities are using. Take one of our online courses for free. It's great for you. You learn stuff. It's also great for us because you become affiliated with us and you want to do more with us. So we're looking towards having more professional development as in our community of practice that are open to people. And so if you want something, we will try to get it, we'll work to see what we can do. I hope that answers the question. Anybody else? Anything else? Let me know. Okay, so what's next? How do we start? Okay, so we've got two things. There's metadata and the graphic design. Now that the graphic design is not on your mind anymore, there are several different ways to plan out your metadata. I'm going to use this here. I found some really great resources, and I will share these with all of you after the presentation today. We'll send it to you. This one is called, they're calling it a canvas. I'm not going to call it that because that's confusing because most of us use Canvas at FAU. So I'm going to call this a badge design storyboard. And basically you're just planning out what is the life of my badge going to be and how does it fit into other badges? Because as the question was, what's the highest level? What's the lowest level? How does this tie into other things? So in the workshop, you'll see we have the different modules break down teacher presence, collaborations, syllabus and rubric, blueprint. All of these pieces lead up to that initial e-certification workshop badge. Well, what's next? Maybe I want to do, in the future, we're going to have maybe even in this one, I don't know, but there's going to be an accessibility module too. So maybe we'll even do a badging module at some point, who knows? But the point is, this year, this badge means this. How does it tie into the next level? Maybe I want to pursue accessibility further and become more of an expert in that. And what's beautiful about this is that the learner can be the one to decide how far they want to go with something, unless it's required. But you get to follow different paths of things. And with technology, it just has to be able to change. You have to be able to say, this year it means this, and some of them expire. I have a badge from Adobe, which I earned a couple of years ago, but it was only good for 1 year because they knew next year the technology will be different. You need to come back and learn something different. So I just need you to pop in through the thing, please. Thank you.
So there's actually no end to it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly.
So there's all the time. There's a higher and a higher and a more advanced level.
The limit, and this is a great question. What's the limit to the badging? I'm going to bring us back to my course here. What's the limit to badging? It's unlimited, really. It's only limited by what's in my mind. It's limited by what I can envision. If you start searching, you'll see tons of badges all over the place. This is a list of the Center for eLearning's badges that we are currently issuing, and we have the 2018 Excellence in eLearning Awards. This was given to, earned by a full-time faculty member this year. This was a big deal. Out of everybody in our university, this person was the one who was chosen as the excellence in e-learning. And it was a really big deal, okay? We don't give these to just everybody. And so it tells you specifically how this person got this badge, and they can share that with pride. Absolutely. And we're going to call on that person to represent us in other areas, and they're going to be a liaison for e-learning on behalf of the Center for eLearning. Here's one for taking the introduction to Canvas. We have that. That one is something that we can offer to people who aren't with FAU. If you notice the image part, you'll see, issuers, Center for eLearning. Yeah, okay, what do they have in common? The images have this border in common, and what you need to know is the design of this was not a small task. It took months working with our art designer and with our director specifically, because we wanted to make sure that we had something uniform that we could share, that when people see the Center for eLearning, it's beautiful and it's simple and it communicates exactly what we want it to communicate. Folks, I am out of time. If you participated in the poll and want to know what was the answer, I don't have access to it, but I can tell you I'm the one who's presenting today, and I have probably the most experience on our team with badging, and I'm just in the middle. I've just started doing it, and I'm wanting to learn more. So I hope that that's good news for you, that you're ready to just like, okay, what do I do next? I want to learn more. And I hope that yes, Lori, you absolutely can still get your badge for it. Let's talk about it. Lori Rebar came in and she wanted to ask about her badge. Yes, just let me know. So I hope that this kind of chunky, awkward presentation today is not so much annoying to you as encouraging, because we're learning. If you go back and you see the presentations that we've done in the past, there's some I really would rather that they're not up there on the YouTube channel, but they're really good record of how much we've grown. And every time we grow, there has to be some pain, there has to be a little bit of awkward, but then we go on and we shine. So I would like to thank you for spending your time with us today. Your time is absolutely the most valuable thing that you have. I will share out the resources that we use today, so that you have the list of those. And coming in the future, coming up, we've got other PD workshops, assessments, and library presentations, and group works, and just all kinds of really great stuff. So stick with us. If there's something that you want to see offered, we're really happy to hear about that. And thank you very, very much for spending your time with us today. Have a great one.